judging the things.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to 13 Now. I'm your host, Mabel Salzano. Today is Monday, June 29th, and as you may know, we've been bringing in all the candidates up for election this summer, just to give you an opportunity to get to know who you might be voting for this summer. So today we're talking with Bay County School Board District 4 candidate Tom Hedges. Mr. Hedges, thanks for being here.
Thank you for the opportunity.
So can you just start out by talking a little bit about yourself, your background, and your career in Bay County?
Okay. I'm a U.S. Army veteran, married to Lori Hedges, my best friend, been married 32 years, have a 15-year-old son that's fixing to start high school up at Bozeman. I did 30 years at the Bay County Sheriff's Office, and in that 30 years, 13 of it I was at Mosley High School as a school resource deputy. Had the opportunity to work with a lot of kids, and with the Sheriff's Office also, we did a wilderness camp, our summer program we did with kids for a week up on Ecophony Creek and then up on Campflowers. I volunteered 30 plus years with the Bay County Fire Service, with the different volunteer departments here in the county. I bring to the board, if I get the opportunity, I have budgeting skills, capital outlay projects. The fire station up on 231, I had the opportunity to be part of the design team and working with the contractor when they built it, and done a lot of stuff here in the county, a lot of great people here. You know, with my former students, they've gone on and become great things, and they're parents, and they have kids in the school system now. So they've trusted me with their kids' lives for 13 years when I was in the school system then. Asking for them to trust me now. And currently I work with the school board, police department as a safety officer over at Cedar Grove, and working from middle school or high school down to elementary. Those are great kids also.
So you already work with the school board?
Yes, ma'am.
And why did you decide to run for school board chair?
I've had the opportunity has come up to where the seat was open, and I've sat back and I've seen a lot of things, and I've been told to keep my mouth shut over the things I've seen. The morale in the school system with the employees, teachers and all that is in the gutter. It's real bad, and things need to be changed on that part. As far as when somebody comes in from the district office, you gotta walk on eggshells and stuff like that. If we want our students to learn, we need to take care of our teachers. They work 2 or 3 jobs, and then we expect them to come into a classroom and then teach them. We got a lot of micromanaging going on and things like that. These people going to school to be teachers. Let's give them the opportunity to be teachers.
Good. So I guess going off of that, what would be your top 3 priorities should you get elected?
Your priorities are, privatization was not the answer. Like our food services, and now we're dealing with the health department. We already have hand care in the school and stuff. When you start bringing for-profit people in, you start running into issues. That's one. Salaries, there's money being wasted. I've had people talk to me when I've spoken with them that they're taxpayers and they want the best bang for their bucks as a taxpayer, such as myself also. And then the other thing is we need to take care of the kids. You keep telling people that you're living in poverty or below poverty, and then we're going to start all this mental health stuff. These kids, there's a place for it, don't get me wrong. But every single day, start cramming this stuff down the kids' throat. Kids are tired with it. The storm hit, now we're dealing with the pandemic stuff. These kids want to try to live a normal life, and we need to work towards that, to where we can educate them, and once they leave, because it's like some of the seniors just graduating now. In March, they thought they were leaving for spring break. And then all of a sudden the next day, they graduated. They have no concept of what to expect in life outside of what we teach them in school. We need to bring in more skills. I've had another student say, nobody taught me about credit. Life learning skills, how to cope with people. Our biggest problem now is lack of communications. Look at what happened after the storm. All electronics were gone. What did we have to do? We had to communicate face to face and not all this technical stuff. This is what we need to get back to. The skills they teach over there at Haney, HVAC, different things like that. teach the kids how to work with their hands. Small engine repair in high school, woodworking shop. Teach them something other than a test. We need to bring these mental health people in because we've got these kids so stressed out over these tests. And then if the kids don't do well, then the teachers are marked for it. And then it's just a domino effect. And we need to step back from it. DOE has their things that they want done out of Tallahassee. And then we need to address these things here in the county.
So sort of what you're saying, just to, so it's clear in my mind, is
Right.
kind of to adjust the curriculum to teach kids kind of, so when they graduate, they are qualified to do something.
They walk out the door, they have life lesson skills. Home ec class, they taught it when I was in school, budgeting, finance and things like that, how to deal with a checkbook. I know we all have debit cards now, but you need to be able to balance your accounts and make sure that you have enough money to pay your bills and stuff like that. And credit is important. If you have a good credit rating, you can get things, but they weren't taught that in school. And some kids, students that I've talked to, felt that they come out at a disadvantage.
So you would like to add that kind of to the,
We need to, because right now, even in elementary, your pre-K and kindergartners, that class needs to be taught how to interact with other kids. That's what I like about elementary school right now. They're colorblind. Every kid in that school, they're all friends. They play together, they do that, and there's no issues in there. But they teach them this math, but no interaction in how to deal with people and play with each other, share and be courteous and things like that. But once they hit middle school, it's like thrown to the wolves as far as bullying and all that other stuff.
so I guess going back to, I think it was your second point about teacher pay. What are your thoughts on Governor Sanchez's recent announcement on allocating all of that money?
Well, that's going to help the district out in order to bring that up, bring the salary up. And we need to work on teacher retention. Right now, they're on that annual contract. I have a first-year teacher over there at Cedar Grove. She's got her degrees. Now she's working at the daycare to help pay the bills there for her kids. And then she works another job, and then she works at the school. These people, and then the school board requires them to do all this paperwork and jump through all these hoops and stuff like that. And by the time they're done working their other jobs, teaching in school in the morning time, doing all that, where's their time for their family? These people have homes and things like that. So the salary coming up, and it's just not teachers. We got paraprofessionals that you only make $10 an hour in that ballpark, but they do a lot of work too. We need to look at everybody, even the maintenance people, the bus drivers. Why is it you don't have to have a high school diploma to drive a school bus? You start declining what they expect of you, then you can get a job. We need to bring it up, have salaries where it's comparable within the county, because you can go up into Washington County and make more money than you do here. And can't understand that. Somewhere in the line, the budget needs to be relooked at to where we can make this happen.
So I guess with your skills in budgeting, how would you suggest to allocate that money throughout all of the staff, based on time served and I guess position and things
Well,
like that?
I'd only be one vote on the board, but like I said, we need to get in and look at the budget, because you go into the district office right now, there are more assistants. It's like an NFL football team. We have more assistants to the assistant that are doing them jobs there. We were told they were going to cut back on the district staff in the district office, but all they did was farm them out to the high schools, and the middle schools and elementary. But the salaries are still paid out of the district office, but you won't see all the cars at the district office. They're just farmed out away from the building, but yet that budget is coming out of there.
Okay.
So basically what I'm saying, there's a lot of employees that are assigned to the district office, but to clear the smoking screen, they're farmed out to other areas in the county, other schools and stuff like that. So we got math coaches, we got reading coaches, we've got all kinds of different coaches. If they'd step back and let these teachers teach and do what they need to, we'd be a lot better. And then the stereotype, it's like I'm in Cedar Grove. That's a bad school. I was a parent liaison over at Rosenwald and C.C. Washington. All these schools, all these kids are great. I call them kids, but young men, young women, doesn't matter if they're elementary school, middle school, or high school, they have so much potential. We need to back up, let them use their brain instead of preparing them to pass a test to make everybody look good because we got a letter grade. We need to step back from that. Autism, those kids are great. We have a lot of them over at Cedar Grove. Those are fun young men and women to be around. There's certain things cut out of that we need to go back and bring some things back in that were cut out.
So do you think that we should change the structure of the grading system?
Not as much as the grading system because you got mandates and things coming down from DOE out of Tallahassee. But then there's other things that are going on within the district that we need to change and look at. And if we get the budget straightened out and then take care of the teachers come in better moods. Not saying they don't, but they come in with their smiling face on, but yet they're tired and they're worn out. But like I said, with the retention stuff and that annual contract, that's the biggie. People walk in thinking they're gonna be a teacher, but if you don't play well with the others, that year you'll get a no letter and you're done. Or if you don't make somebody happy, then you're done and you're gonna be picked up somewhere else. But these people invested their time in their lives to become teachers because that's what they wanna do. That's their passion. But yet you don't have no stability. And that's the biggest issues.
Okay, so you would like to kind of create more stability both financially and with the contracts for the teachers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And like with that, when I worked at the sheriff's office, where I'm working at now, I like to have a good time. If there's something needs to be done on the campus, build something, do something with the kids, help administration, do whatever, I don't like sitting around. But if you can come into your job and enjoy your job, then people will step up when you need them and get things done. It's like with the pandemic, the hurricane and stuff like that. Look at the resources we have. We have veterans in the school system that have different knowledges of chemical. We're all taught NBC, nuclear, biological, and chemical, stuff like that. We were taught how to deal with that. So we could bring other people in because what the school board does, they set policies, procedures, in the direction for the district to go, and the superintendent is the one-on-one running the district, but he needs to go by what the board wants to do. Right now, we have a superintendent basically doing what he wants to do, and then the board just looks like bobbleheads up there passing everything. So we need to bring things back. Because when I was in the military, law enforcement, I took an oath to defend the Constitution, and it starts out, we the people. Not the school, not the government side of things, but us. Listen to our people. I live in Fountain. I'd be the first person on the board in a real long time that lives that far north in the county. But even though I live up there, I care for everybody in the county. Over here on the east side, but we got issues over there at Rutherford with the middle school and the high schools put in there, and the students mingle in the hallways there. But we need to get in here and get things fixed and straightened out for everybody's interest.
And I guess next year is going to be different, to put it lightly, with the pandemic and trying to bring everybody back into schools and with virtual learning. And over the weekend, superintendent has sent out a memo regarding the upcoming school year, just kind of saying that there would be a workshop where the school board members would be discussing their options. And I guess my question is, as a potential school board member, what would you like to see out of these meetings? What are your recommendations?
The things we have to look at, see what the CDC says and what Governor DeSantis says, DOE, and then take what their guidelines are. But a lot of the parents want their kids back in the schools. The kids want to be back in schools. It's like, now that we're in phase 2, the football programs are starting to practice. Son's playing football. That first day, them kids were tickled to death to see each other, because it's a chance they get around their peers and out of the house a little bit, and things are somewhat normal. In the classroom, if a parent chooses to do the homeschooling, then they're able to do it. Or if they want to send them to school, we'll have to make the arrangements and go by the guidelines that they hand down that needs to be done to. But the kids want some sense of normalcy back among them, even the elementary kids. Because during the summertime, I was handing out the meals at the schools, and I still got to see the students. They come up, give me a hug, and things like that. They were just tickled to see other people that they had spent last year with, or since spring break.
So I guess how do you think that we can achieve sort of a sense of normalcy for kids?
We get in there, set up the classrooms. It's going to depend on the classroom sizes in there. Like I said, we got to readdress the issues like over at Rutherford, stuff like that, where we got schools stacked up on top of each other, and it's going to be hard to do. That's like with Oscar Patterson, you're just going to open it up K through second grade. If we need more room, maybe open it up to fifth grade, like a true elementary school.
Okay, well, I think that's all I have. Is there anything you'd like to add?
You've trusted me with your kids' lives for 13 years at Mosley and in the school system, because I worked all the other graduations, other events on all the other different campuses. I just ask for your vote on August 18th and trust me with their future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you learned something new about Bay County School Board District 4 candidate Tom Hedges today. You can revisit this interview on the mypanhandle.com's Your Local Elections Headquarters tab, on the Meet the Candidates tab. Tomorrow we will be talking with opposing candidate Winston Chester, same time, so make sure to tune in for that. But thanks for watching. That's all for today. I'm your host, Mibel Salzano. See you tomorrow.